Yep, I think we're ready.
Over.
Alright, welcome everyone to some replay analysis of Unseen Games from the MvP Invitational. I'm Axeltoss, joined by Axslav, and we're going to be watching some games from this guy in the bottom left. The Zerg player soO from SK Telecom?
That is correct, sir.
SK Telecom T1? Of course, you have SK as your fantasy team?
That is right, but soO is not on my team.
What? How many points was he?
He was a lot. I think he was like 9. He was like 8 or 9. I mean, because
he won the MVP Invitational.
Yeah, exactly. He won the MVP and he's made it far and he's very expensive. I think I have one SK team on my team.
Best?
Oh,
no.
Yuck.
You know Best? Wait, Best isn't.
No, Best is on my anti-team and he's on Samsung Con.
Oh, I have Best. That's what it was. Okay, got it.
He's not an SK team.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's on Samsung.
Are you sure?
Awesome.
Okay, I believe
Unless
you.
he just changed his team over.
So STX played Samsung Con.
No, STX played us.
STX plays at SKT.
Oh, the Best used to be on Samsung Con. It was at Simmons store with.
I'm pretty sure STX played SKT.
You're right.
And then Best
yeah,
was
right.
okay.
I
was 100% sure. Of course, his opponent is MC in the top right. MC just got knocked out of Code, I think. He played
Yes.
a Pro League guy.
He did.
Spoiler. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Too late for that one now.
Yeah.
The Pro League guys are doing very well in Code. I forget exactly
They
where
are.
was at. I'm not even sure if he's in Code or but anyway, we're looking. He's one of the stronger Pro League.
Yeah, of course.
In the top half.
Yeah, he actually won the MVP Invitational, which means he's okay at this game. Going to be opening up on Cloud Kingdom with a 14 pull followed by a hatch. Very standard play indeed. We see this very typically. Also, we got a Forge here from MC. Now, MC getting the Forge, does that mean he didn't scout until... No? It's weird that he went for the Forge first instead of the Nexus. Just trying to be really safe, I guess.
Yeah, go second. Yeah, sometimes people go Forge first if they want to make like a ton of probes early, like go second pylon fast. He didn't even do that, right? He's
yeah.
MC almost never does that, actually. He always likes to rush out the tech over the probes. Characteristic PvC. This could be a sign of confidence. You know, he just feels really confident against his opponent. Of course, this was from the MVP Invitational.
Yeah.
And MC was famous for saying that I would stomp all the Pro League guys. And
He didn't do terribly. I mean,
no, he went about 50-50.
Actually, he didn't even get in the playoffs. But like I remember in the beginning.
He went roughly 50-50.
Yeah.
A little bit,
but he didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. He slipped at the end.
Yeah.
But I think that had to do with more of the groups he was playing, because I think he started playing the harder Pro League guys.
That is true.
I guess it's
in fact,
harder is relative term because they're all really good.
This was one of the last games. This was one of the last plays.
Yes.
Day 7, I believe. soO played. So,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's still definitely. No matter how you define, he did not stomp the Pro League guys.
Right.
Either he held his own or he got slightly beaten.
Yeah.
The two ways to say it, but definitely not. Didn't emerge victorious in his struggle. He was playing pretty standard so far, right?
Yeah, I mean, nothing but drones. We got no gases just yet. You know, just really prioritizing that economy, working on those queens. What's important here is his overlord placement. Now, this is a map where it's kind of convenient as a Zerg player because you can put an overlord literally right above your opponent's natural expansion, which means you're going to be able to see a lot of stuff. You can see the Forge, what its upgrade progress. You can see the Warp Gate upgrade progress. You can see what units are coming in the gateway. You can see if your opponent's like making a lot of units and just keeping them here. You can see that composition. You can also poke to the right here and see the saturation, and you can see whether or not he has guests. So this
Great
map
spot.
for Zerg, you can see a lot of stuff just by having this overload right here. And I think that's only like half the stuff you could potentially see that I named.
Most likely. I mean, one of the big things is noticing if Nexus is building probes or not. I can often tell you if the timing's underway. Why don't we actually open up the chat window on the other?
You know, the chat hasn't been loading for me, unfortunately.
Oh. Very refreshing.
I was streaming here earlier and it just wasn't working.
Huh.
Maybe a different browser I should try? I don't know. We could rely on Twitter. I don't know.
I mean,
that seems a little bit more difficult. Yeah,
chat.
No. Yeah, so.
We'll try to get it loaded up for next game. Anyways, for now, oh, you know one way, just don't go to the dashboard.
Oh.
MLG Starcraft2.
Or no, I think it's MLGSC2 now. They changed it.
Okay.
Nothing interesting going on right now in the game, guys. Just drones, and then we see a layer and a roach front here from soO. So he has started with that. Yeah, see, the chat is just not cooperating with me. You know, last time I was reading the chat a little bit. They weren't very nice, so I don't know if I want to do that.
This holiday, share everything.
Yeah. It's just not letting.
All right. Well, anyways,
We'll try to fix that.
Yeah,
later.
back to the game. soO's open with the fairly standard roach horn, fourth macro hatch, layer before speed. Of course, the reason he got the layer before speed is because he knew with that key overload you were mentioning earlier that there wasn't any warp gate timing coming at him, right?
This holiday, share everything. Share.
There you go.
Share everything this holiday, Axslav.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that. Were you hearing that too?
I was hearing that. It's a
Great.
great commercial. So we talked about how soO just playing macro-wise, and he didn't have to get the Zergling security because he knew there wasn't warp gate time heading his way. MC is starting with an observer. So at first, when you see that early robotics, often means that two base Sentry Immortal in. But leading with the observer first, it usually indicates he wants to take a very safe third. Yeah. So I imagine he has 4 gateways right now. Check how many gateways he has. One there. Okay, yes, 4. This is a pretty standard build. A lot of Protoss students. If you're a Protoss at home and you want to do just a really safe standard build that can break off the directions, I'd highly recommend one.
Yeah, he's going to be sending this observer and, of course, checking on layer tech. Of course, looking for a spire, but there you see some roaches popping out, so that can give him a nice idea of what exactly is going on. And this implies that soO, you know, of course, this is from his point of view. You know, potentially he's going to want to do some damage or do some aggression towards that third base. Already putting the creep there. I love Zergs who do that. Of course, when I'm playing the Zergs who do that, I hate them. But I love seeing Zergs who do this.
It's such a smart move, right?
It delays. You can delay the third so much.
At least a minute and a half, if not 2 minutes. And the key thing here is soO right now, he still thinks it might be a 2-base Immortal Sentry all in. So that's why he had that Forester ready to counterattack. That's why he's been cranking out roaches and because he doesn't know that MC's only on 4 gates right now. He thinks MC might be on to 7.
That was such a key move what he did there, just there.
It was really
He flanked with the Lings, killed the Stalker, and just ran the Lings around so they wouldn't die to the Zealots. Just killing the expensive Stalker.
Very astute micro.
It's good.
So you know, one thing we're noticing is people would say, okay, MC's got all these minerals banked up, right? His macro's bad, but really he was planning on building a nexus and then a partial gateway wall here, but that creep really ran in his parade.
Yeah,
so,
and he can still use all this money eventually.
He has to wait
for
the creep to go away, then he can also get that wall set up. In fact, as soon as that pylon gets down, in fact, actually it's not going to get down, soO cancels it. Wow. I was going to say, as soon as that pylon gets up, he could start building the gateway wall.
Yeah.
But didn't quite work out for him as soO jumped on that pylon, not even a moment's hesitation there. And soO's figured out there's no timing. 13 drones, infestation pit on the way. So, you know, he doesn't want to commit too much road Zerging. Ooh, nice forces by MC. Is he going to save all this? Oh no, the Zerging's in the back. Get both the sentry.
Yes. Oh, the Roach stole the kill there from that Ling.
Poor Zerging only got a single kill.
And he's going to die now.
Oh, he's running in circles. He's a little cute little Zerging. He should just hide off in the top left. That'd be it.
Oh, it looks like soO's going to try to counterattack into the natural expansion. This is a great thing you can do on this map, but nice little force fields there from MC. Not going to be able to do much whatsoever is soO.
One speeding escapes.
Yep.
All his friends died, so he's probably going to have some severe post-traumatic stress.
He has some Roach friends to you know.
That's true. But the Roach friends are bullies.
Here's some more Link friends.
Yeah, but they're not experiencing. They're like the new recruits, right? He's like the old soldier comes back from the war. Is like
he's got like a limp and an eye patch.
Yeah, and then there's all these new guys who are eager to slay the Protoss, and he's like, you guys haven't actually fought a Protoss yet, have you? Like, you don't go one-on-one. As a Zerging, you don't go one-on-one with the Protoss unit. It's not very advisable.
So it looks like MC is like perfectly comfortable going late game here against soO. I mean, he is adding on 4 gateways, and I think he's finishing up +2. Blink is just now finishing. So what are the chances we see a pretty big offensive on 3 bases behind this +2, behind these Blink Stalkers, and behind these 4 additional gateways? Now that he throws it down, I don't think it's likely.
Yeah, not that those are possible. But before that, it's extremely likely possibility. Normally they go up to about probably 11 or 12 gateways. I think he's at.
I think he's at 8.
He's at 8 or 9.
You know they have a function, Heart of the Storm, where you can hit buildings
really
tab,
cool.
and you can see how many buildings they have.
Yeah, right now I probably about 8.
8, 6, 7. Wait, 4, 5.
There's eight in the main and natural, none in the third. Okay. So, yeah, that would be a very convenient function. I'm glad they're adding that in. soO is preparing for the late games. So
yes.
He's building mass prime cores, getting Spire and Hive Tech, and I think he's realized MC devoted a lot to Sentry Immortal, which basically means it's gonna be very hard to be aggressive with roaches on those three against MC bases. So instead of being aggressive, he's gonna position defensively. But what I love he's doing is that his army's at the top left, which is exactly where it should be.
Yep.
Very few Zergs do this, and
I do
it makes no sense why they don't do it, because the army doesn't actually help that much in defending. Like, 20 roaches versus the force fields are actually not even going to contribute that much. Like, might as well just use the spines and infestors. But on the counterattack, they can contribute massively, because if you kill the Protoss third when they move out,
yep.
They're super committed. Like, you can actually afford to lose your fourth, and if you have Hive Tech, you can even afford to lose your third as well.
And if you have infestors and broodlords, you can even afford to lose your natural.
Yes. Especially at the point in the game when their natural probably almost ran out. So it's basically army versus army, right?
Yeah.
And Protoss with not a very high tech army versus infestor broodlord would definitely favor the Zerg pretty much every day of the week. MC's observer spotted those spine crawlers.
He did, so he's going to know what's up here. I think he also got a gander of a couple of those infestors. So either A, MC is pressured to attack very soon, because once this Greater Spire completes and these Corruptors become Broodlords, things are going to be very scary. Or B, MC has to add on a Stargate and a Fleet Beak, and it looks like he chose the B route. He's like, alright, I'll just go late game, I don't care. Adding on this Nexus at the middle left. And this, I think soO's happy to see this. Like, again, he's adding on those Corruptors, Greater Spire. It's going to be able to get finished. And MC hasn't sent any War Prism stuff, so soO hasn't had much to worry about regarding protecting his tech.
He really hasn't. And that's something that a lot of people will question. I myself question a little bit, but then I also think back. I mean, we casted the MVP tournament, and how often did you see War Prism get past the Pro League, guys? I mean, let's jump to soO's protection, right? What are the odds that War Prism actually gets in?
Look at that vision. I'm trying to see a route. Okay, it looks like there's a little black sliver on the left-hand side that
because
goes to the
there's
natural.
units patrolling there. There's Zergings patrolling up and down to the top left. Like, I mean, if you had like a super map hack and you did like 15 different rally points to like weave the, but there's no way you're gonna know. Oh, there's a nice little stick in your ass there. But yeah, so it's almost actually makes sense not to against Pro League Zerg players. Like the Warp Prism is a technique that just doesn't work as the Zerg players get as good as soO is. It just stops working because they're so good at denying it. MC's actually trying to go for it now. And the way you can make the War Prism work is if it's in combination with another
attacks.
Exactly. And the reason MC didn't build until now, I think, is because he felt he had to keep his army back defensively, or else he'd lose the fourth. Right? And so now that he feels he's got, I think he's got some cannons there. He's posturing with his army, being a little bit aggressive. That can open up opportunities to get a War Prism.
soO's preparing to greet this army head on. Now, the Roaches aren't going to be the best thing to have right now. I mean, I think any Zerg player would rather have more Broodlords, more Infestors than those Roaches on the field. So we'll have to see if soO tries to figure out a way to be cost efficient with those. And that being said, he's just going to wrap around the left and go for a potential counterattack.
I love that play because he doesn't need him to defend.
No.
That's a ton of spine cores, right?
Yep.
His Broodlord Infestor army might not beat the Protoss army on its own into open, but he doesn't have to go out to the open. He can just hide by the spine core force, and he's perfectly safe there. And now he's going to grab this fourth base. How's MC going to react? Looks like MC is blinking back home, which I feel he kind of has to, right? He can't go into the spine core force, but I mean,
soO's perfectly okay losing these Roaches. He's happy to lose them, but of course, trying to be at least a little cost efficient. Doesn't want to just throw them away. If he can get an Nexus snipe here and there, that's great, but losing them, it's not an issue.
That's why he could have suicided them a few minutes ago, right?
Suicided?
Suicided, but he waited for MC to move out. Because he knew, they're not that useful, but as soon as he moves out, they can be a great counter. And he's even preserving some of their lives right now, so we didn't, if it comes down to losing him for nothing or keeping him, I think he might bother. That's always a hard question. I would say so. If you want a more supply, goes to build more spine cores. He has plenty of them.
I love to see Zerg players who incorporate burrow and then burrow roaches. Like if they go attack the main, attack the natural, attack the third, just leave 2 roaches here and there, and then pop them up randomly.
It's so annoying.
So annoying to deal with as a Protoss player. But soO deciding he would rather use his gas and other things, which is fine. Wants more Broodlords and Infestors, adding on some drones here. Nice little pick-off from MC, taking out that hatchery in the bottom right. But now both these players are maxed, and I feel like we're getting closer and closer to that massive engagement that's gonna, you know, kind of
It is.
spell who wins this game.
MC's mothership is just finishing. As I'm saying, it looks like it's almost done for about 10. The build time's so
Slow.
long that it can be
Yeah.
like 95% done, but it's still it still takes another half a minute to finish.
It's like loading when Windows used to load really slow. You like have to put your mouse there to try to
To try to make
to
it feel
ensure that it's actually moving.
forward. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly where it's like sometimes it feels like, you know, those load screens
Yeah.
that jump to almost done,
Yeah,
and then they get stuck
like
there.
99%, and you're like waiting for 10 minutes. It
Oh,
like
that's
takes
so-
2 seconds to go to 99%, and then it takes 10 minutes to do the rest. But look at
So
this,
frustrating.
MC
This is really cool.
peeling away his immortals.
The Immortals aren't very useful against Broodlord and Fester, but they are useful at breaking spines. So, and actually they're good at killing infestors. The 2-shot infestors with the upgrades he has. So he actually nailed 1 or 2 infestors there because soO is a little bit sloppy, right? Nose a little bit too close.
Gotta be careful with those brutes. Mothership could come out of the darkness and vortex them all.
And look at the way soO's upgrading. So I'm pretty sure he's maxed on the Zerg attack. Let's actually click on the Zerg and find out. Just on the right side.
Challenge accepted.
Or on the right side. Just
I found one here.
there. Okay, 2-2. Okay, so he doesn't have the 3rd attack upgrade quite yet. That's interesting that he's choosing to start upgrade. I guess, you know, he really wants to use those infested Terrans. Because of course the melee upgrade helps the Broodlings, which is very important. But infested Terrans are actually probably even stronger than Broodlings. I mean, they're Marines, right? And
they're-
nice
yeah.
little drop by MC. Reduced sentry, so.
Pretty interesting play there from MC. Of course, the sentry's not so useful, just like the immortals. As the game goes along, you'd rather have probably more stalkers.
More stalkers or boss-sized storms.
Yeah, archons. Uh-oh, big engagement right happening here. Neural Parasite on the mothership is not going to happen. There goes the vortex from MC. But look at this, soO. Most of his broodlords aren't in the
MC
vicinity.
felt really pressured to drop that vortex before he got trapped by fungal. And of course he did get trapped by fungal and right after that. So soO did a good job of keeping the broodlords out of vortex range. They get a lot of infestors.
MC is out of energy on that mothership. And look at all these broodlords that are still alive.
There's a lot of broodlords. This is the point where MC needs got to work some counterattacks because he is not going to fight this straight up, not without getting a monster vortex. And you could say right now soO's clumping his broodlords up. He's doing it because he knows.
Yeah,
He's-
there's no vortex.
He's clicked on the mothership. He knows that
He's
he
trying to fungal it. Oh, there
yep.
it is.
There we go. Throwing out some infested Terrans. Is MC going to be able to save it? No, he's not. But he has a lot of stalkers and a couple Templar there.
Oh, nice little storm on the
Yeah.
infestors. But still so many broodlords. He's just like, alright, I'll just fly into the storms. I don't care. That's still
Storm-
so many broodlords, man. I don't know what beats that.
Definitely Vortex. If
Well,
soO
yeah, of
screwed
course,
up.
but there's no-
yeah. And then
Considering what
soO's-
MC has right now, I
Yeah,
don't...
and soO wasn't gonna let that vortex hit the mass clump of broodlords anyway. I mean, the counterattacks are great. Air transitions, a lot of Protoss like to do those. But I don't think it never really got to the point where MC could really pull a great air transition without sacrificing his 4th base to an attack. I like the counterattack play though. This is cool. This is the way to play against this composition as Protoss. But I mean, look at soO's bank, right? Or actually, I mean, MC has a massive bank as well. Both players. MC even has a larger bank too. So if he can start taking maybe the top left base and left side base, start some mass expansion tricks, he could win in a base elimination race potentially.
I think he's spelling Axeltoss.
What is
Kinda,
he?
you see it?
He's spelling something.
He's building stuff. So all out base trade we got in our hands here. Again, this is an unseen game from the MvP Invitational.
So I mean, MC is not mine anymore, but soO's lost all his infrastructure. The one thing I'd like to see from MC here, actually. Oh, where's the mothership be built? Oh, it's probably at the. Good.
He just canceled it.
Oh, he canceled it because it was be built at the main. Yeah. One thing I'd like to see from MC here is actually building some Stargates, because that many broodlords he's never going to beat on the ground, right? I mean, it's just not going to happen.
That's a good point. He has like the bank
Yeah.
to build
I mean,
plenty of void rays.
the Stargates aren't going to beat the infestors, but in a base race situation, often the Zerg gets sloppy with the way they move all the units about. And so if he can like ambush, because I saw he had a couple Templars somewhere. I don't know if he still has them. But even with Blink Stalkers, he has okay. Even with some Blink Stalkers, if you can keep an eye on where the Zerg army is, and whenever their infestors are like a little bit trailing behind the broodlords, you can just suicide your Stalkers to try to kill most of those infestors. And if he kills infestors, he can mass up enough void rays to beat the corruptors most likely. I mean, at this point, it's probably not going to happen. He's just gonna try to win an elimination race. It looks like. Still has plenty of probes.
Now soO making so many spines here back home, leaving some infestors back as well. A queen there to transfuse if he so desires. Infestors burrowing and getting out of there, but more and more spines.
Wow.
Look at this.
And
A
what
farm
about
of
the
spine
bottom
forest.
right? How many spines are there bottom right? Not too many, about 8, I think. Hard to tell with all the overlords on top of
There's a
everything.
waterfall of creep. How would you like to stand underneath that?
That would, if I was Zerg, I would love it. Get like a mud bath.
What if it just started raining creep in New York?
I would stay inside.
Yes.
Because
I would
I'm not
too.
a Zerg, I'm a Terran. We're
There's
all
creep everywhere.
humans. There he goes, getting a couple infestors. If you can get enough of them, eventually you might be the bird's mass warpins. Dude looks like he's turning around, not going for those left side bases. Instead just wanting to try to maybe he's worried if he loses the bottom right, then he could potentially lose the game. A little bit of a conservative play. Oh, he's gonna try to corner MC's army. MC has no recall.
No, he doesn't.
The army's stuck at the bottom.
MC could run on the left here, but he's
He
going to
could
continue
be-
to come to the right.
I don't think MC knows where Sue's army is. His observers all been sniped. So he couldn't see this coming, and all of a sudden he's stuck
There
there.
goes the
And
fungal. There's
yeah,
the GG for MC. Wow.
he's totally pinned down. And without that army, he's obviously not going to win the game.
What a great game. I can't
Yeah.
believe we didn't cast that.
Well, I mean, there